right, so why would anybody fake a wedding, Mo?
Well, let me tell you. I'm thinking about going through with this because there's one person in my life whom my entire life I have always been willing to do something that maybe wasn't for me just to appease her, and that's my grandmother. And so I was home for the holidays like most of us were for Thanksgiving, and I was just kind of going through the update of my family, and everybody is doing really well, which I'm very happy about. My dad is doing so well at work. My mom got a new job. They're flying high. My sisters are now thinking about moving. My baby sister is probably going to be moving for the first time out of the home and going to D.C. to live her own life. My other sister is thinking about moving to Florida. She's practically already there the majority of the time.
Y'all don't want to be anywhere near each other.
No. Yeah. We all over the world now, which it was funny because I went to my parents and I asked them separately, but I was just curious. And I asked my dad, like, how do you feel about possibly being an empty nester for the first time? And he was like, I've been thinking about that and I'm not exactly sure. He's like, let me get back to you on that. And I went to my mom and I asked her the same question. And she said, finally, it's about time. So I think my mom was more so waiting for it than my dad. But what was very interesting to me wasn't like, I feel like everybody goes home and they're afraid of the when you're going to get married, when you're going to have kids questions. And for me, what gave me a little bit of anxiety was actually the opposite. Because I remember years ago, my grandmother telling me, because she grew up in an era where I think marriage was a little bit different. And for her, like for a lot of people, marriage is some sort of, I guess, success in a sense of if you don't get married, then you didn't succeed at something or you didn't. And I don't look at it like that at all. But I know a lot of people do, and I know her generation does. And I remember her telling me one day, I could see like this almost this sparkle in her eye of, I know you're going to do this one day. And if not for her, for me. And I just was kind of sitting there like, yeah, grandma, sure I am. Knowing in my head, like, that's probably not going to happen. So then I was thinking to myself, every Thanksgiving or Christmas or so when I'm around my grandma, she brings it up somehow, some way, whether it's subtle. She doesn't do it aggressively, but something to kind of give me a nudge towards it. And this was the first year where she didn't mention it at all. Not even a little bit. And for some odd reason, it was like, it made me feel like, damn.
She's giving up on you.
My grandma just gave up on me.
Oh, my God.
Like, it reversed on me. And I was like, wait, is she really accepting? Like, my grandson is he's lost. He's not going to do it.
Oh, no.
So then I went to my lady, kind of joking at first.
Oh, God.
And I was like,
oh, God.
Because I like to stir up the pot in my relationship. I don't know why it's the thing I do.
Oh, no.
So I said, hey, I was thinking, what if I really was like, let's just get married for the sake of my grandmother, expecting her to get an attitude.
Okay, now hold on a second. Did you preface this as saying, hey, let's get married because my grandmother wants this? Or did you say, hey, let's have a fake marriage so my grandmother would be happy?
I want to say I went in saying let's just get it over with so my grandmother will be happy.
Okay,
not because we love each other, not because I want to be with you for the rest of my life, but because grandmama needs this in her heart.
Right, and not because I'm foolish.
Yeah.
That was the joke. Yeah. Like I expected her to take that as a joke.
Oh, you were poking the bear.
I was.
All right, so
purposely.
Let's pause this for 1 second and just go down one of two roads that aren't the truth here, but just hypothetical. If you go to your girlfriend, which is the worst offense? Saying, hey, let's fake a marriage for my grandmother, or the second turn off here is, hey, let's get married because I know my grandmother would like it. Which is the worst road to go down?
I think the second one's worse.
The second one is worse.
I do.
To be received as the woman, the second one is worse.
Yeah, the only reason why you want to marry me is to like appease your grandma. Okay. I think that's worse. You wanting to fake a marriage because you're still staying like true to your beliefs that like marriage just isn't for you. But it actually is a little sweet that you want to give your grandmother a little something and make her think, that you're going to get married. So I wouldn't be as offended. There would still be offense, but I wouldn't be as offended at the first one as I would be the second one.
Which one for you? You are either being proposed the fake marriage for your grandmother or let's just get married because that's what my grandmother would want?
The first one is worse for me because clearly, like, if I've expressed that I want to get married and that's something I want to do in life, and to you it's just a ha la funny joke, that's going to rub me the wrong way.
Okay, so either way, that's not reality.
Right.
Those are just hypothetical.
Right. So she knows my sense of humor. We play with each other like this all the time. So I wasn't expecting her to be mad, but I was expecting her to, like, not engage with me.
Y'all play dangerous games.
Yeah, right. You are right.
Listen, man, we make fun of each other all day long. That's what we do. So she says to me, I'd consider it, which kind of threw me a bit. And I was like, wait, what? You being serious? And she was like, yeah. Because for her, like, she's kind of like me with marriage. Like, she'll get married. If I asked her, I don't think she's going to say no, but she's not pressing me either. She doesn't get the big deal of it either. So when she said it, I was like, okay, at first I was joking, but now you're making me think, like, would you really do this? And she was like, I mean, honestly, it would work for my mother too. Because I know my mother wants to see it as much as your grandmother wants to see it. And she knows her mother wants to see it more than her. And I know my grandmother and my mother want to see it more than me.
God, this is such a good question to ask. 1-855-BERT Show. Did you get married for everybody in the family except yourself? And how did it turn out? Like, you would have been fine either way, right? But you went ahead and you made that commitment just to appease everybody in the family. How did it work out? 1-855-BERT Show.
So then we what started off as a joke got me to really thinking, like, is that something one should or would do? Because for us, I really don't think it's going to make us or break us either way. I mean, a part of me does think she's doing this whole no marriage thing as reverse psychology. I do. A part of me might think she's playing me, and if she is, she's doing a good job at it. But from when we talk about it, it's not going to make us feel any more connected or less connected. It's still going to be what it is for us. But it would probably do wonders for my family and hers. So I'm considering it. Really just getting married so that my grandmother can see it.
Man, that reality though, man, I don't know. You might say, like, yeah, you know what? I'm not really into it, but we'll do it for our family. Then you get into it, and then you're into a legal bonded marriage. And at that point, when you have it done, it's too late to hit the panic button at that point.
Are you doing the ceremony, or are you going to make it legally binding?
See, that's the thing. We don't necessarily have to make it legally binding. No one would know. Just have a fake wedding. Fake it all.
So it would be fake. It wouldn't be like
it would legit be fake.
Okay. Fernando, good morning. You were on the Bert Show.
Good morning, y'all. It's me again. Believe it or not, this happened with me and my wife.
Okay.
Right now. We've been friends since high school. Well, technically middle school, but we had our child when we were 19 and 20. My kid's older than our marriage, but it's an Asian family, and they just kept pressing and pressing and pressing. And her grandparents were already old, and I ended up just pushing it and did it. And right now, the marriage is perfectly fine. It's cool. It's actually fun. And we got a free wedding, a free trip to Vietnam, and a bunch of money every Christmas.
The marriage is actually cool. It's pretty fun. That right there.
And he did it for the prizes.
And he get a free wedding out of it.
That's why he gave us that PS5 yesterday.
Yeah.
That was just one of those wedding gifts, man. So it would be a full-on fake wedding.
Yep.
So does that mean you're getting gifts from everybody also? Because everybody else thinks it's free too.
Yep. The wedding is fake, but the gifts are real.
The Bert Show.